What's good, YouTube land? That Word Collector here. I finally got my hands on one of the Coneheads I've been after. It's Generations Dirge. Lower the camera a bit. So, this is probably going to be a quick one because I've already reviewed this mold as Generations Thundercracker. So there's your comparison. The blues might be slightly different. I can't really tell. Oh, I've got one of the manufacturing mistakes. Because you can see the Decepticon insignias have a little white spot right there in the forehead. Where apparently on the original run of Generations Dirge, they left that solid purple. So that's cool. And immediately we can see the differences between the regular Seekers, the 84 crew, and the 85 Coneheads. Obviously, the wings are the big thing, like his shiny, actually kind of dull golden wings. But also, the nose cone, let's see if we can get a good, I'll take the guns off. Yeah, the nose cone is a lot shorter because this one has to do that. Hello. While this one just does that. Hello. And then there's obviously the color scheme differences, like these parts being black on Dirge and silver on Thundercracker. And we'll shove Thundercracker out of the way. And this is the 06 Jet F-15 Seeker mold, so there's not much else to talk about other than his red and white. Whoa! And he's a robot. No, I'm kidding. His red and white striping, and the nice deep black, matte black. No, it's not matte black. It's glossy black. And on the bottom you can kind of see the changes. So we'll just go straight into robot mode. For some reason, these wings can rotate even though it does nothing for Dirge other than like prevent him from standing. It's a classic 06 Seeker affair. Do the legs, fold the back out, fold the one little difference that I can mention is these, for some reason, in the transformation, these parts of the wings go from there to there. Why? I don't know. I'm not good at coming up with jokes. I'm not a comedian, people. I'm just a generic a generic 25-year-old nerd who likes to talk about toys on the internet. Oh, and he does have the tit landing gear. And then just flip out his hand, and he's done. And there's Dirge. Good old Conehead. And just because that was so quick, I'll transform Thundercracker too. Give you a double billing for today. Almost. There we go. I do love this mode though. I can't really understand why. I don't know why, because it's not the best toy. There's your Thundercracker. It's just such a classic, like, revered toy that, you know, you're kind of forced to love it. Love it. Love it. But we can kind of see where Dirge differs in the molding. Obviously, his wings don't really move much, although I guess the transformation hinges are left over. Nothing really much is different. There's nothing really different molding-wise, other than his cone head. So we'll just take a look at that face. It's gray with, I think they're red eyes. Yep. He's got basically just coloration differences. So like the blue and black pants with black thighs and his black chest. That's really about it, other than the red feet. I don't know. They are his feet, but I was trying to think of like shoes, but most shoes aren't black with red on the top. And other than their wings end up in different places. Although it kind of gives Dirge a bit of a feeling of a cape, which I do like. I'll put his weapons on. They're the exact same, only the missiles are black now instead of solid blue. And unfortunately, this hip kind of, yeah, you can see it. Between here and here, it's just, the ball joint is loose. Although Thundercracker and Dirge are using the exact same color scheme on their missile launchers, just one has blue missiles, one has black missiles. So, I believe he has actually more Dirge. Oh no, they both have a frustratingly hampering neck joint. Like, Dirge can only go about that far. But they can both go 360 if you just de-transform him. Dual hinge shoulders kind of get hampered by the missile launchers. I think they're no raise, but I don't know. You do get a nice inward bend. I've basically said this all before about Generations Thundercracker. 90-degree elbow, bit of a wrist hinge. Ball jointed hips, knee swivel, 90-degree knee, and the toe can move up. That's basically it. It's really stunted articulation, and he just fell over. But I've heard people compare the Seekers to this weird David Bowie records. Like, I don't know how worthwhile it is to have all of them, but if you don't have at least one, you're an asshole. So, yeah, I do. Here's the thing. As a collector of Transformers, who's only started a few years ago, less than 5 years ago, I think. I forget when that video of Orion packed, like, when I first picked up a Transformer this decade. But before that, I hadn't been collecting from Energon at that point. So, like, being a hardcore collector in my own head, I've always looked around trying to find the other Seekers. So it's Starscream, Thundercracker, Skywarp, Dirge, Thrust, and Ramjet. And I feel like the Coneheads get the least amount of love. So to finally have at least the opportunity to pick up one of the Coneheads in any form. I also saw him as the Universe Dirge. I could have picked up the Universe Dirge. The repaint of Cybertron Starscream. But this is so classic. Like, this is iconic. This is an iconic toy, an iconic mold. I figured I'd have to go for it. I thought about picking up Thrust. Thrust! With his good old slightly pervy name. But the one there was the regular Generations one, so I went with Dirge instead. And also, where is it? I bought this toy from about Thrust from Retro Jodes. Check them out on Facebook. They can get you any masterpiece you want, I think. Like the newest masterpieces and third-party toys. So, yeah. Always like to give a shout out to anyone I buy toys from, if I can. And for some reason these wings are still completely posable. You can make it look stupid. I think this is a allude to the G1 toy where you could actually post his wings up behind his back like that. But yeah, that's it for Dirge. Really, there isn't much. Oh, I knocked off his weapon. It's literally just a repaint with a new head. So this video has gone longer than I intended, but oh well. Thank you for watching. I hope you've enjoyed, and I'm gonna fire the missiles. That was sort of anticlimactic. Until next time, keep it weird.